Hey Frank, how's it going? Hey Frank, how's it going? Good morning, Joe.
Morning,
Good
bro.
morning. Good morning. How you doing?
Mm. Guess what? It helped to get some sound in my ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did your night go last night?
Might have got 4 hours sleep. If I got 4 hours sleep. This is gonna be tougher than I thought.
What did the pupper dogs think about it?
Well, they just everywhere I go, they got to be right around my feet.
That's because
It's
they
just,
love you.
yeah, I know.
But you know, I
Anyway,
I find I find I
Jody.
sleep maybe 2 or 3 hours at a time and then wake up and
Well, mine wasn't because of that. Mine is because I lay down, I got everything hooked up, ti- checked to see it. I was full batteries, so I'm not gonna worry about charging it. It'll start beeping and let me know it's got to get charged. And
uh,
um, and then I decided, no, let me charge it for a little while. So I put the charger on it, laid down, got into bed, and I fell asleep. This is about 10:30 last night. Fell asleep, and then all of a sudden, man, I woke up about 11 o'clock, and fell asleep about 1 o'clock. I woke up in excruciating pain, and it was all on my shoulder, the one that I hurt.
yeah.
I couldn't move my arm. I couldn't. I mean, talking about pain, Lord. So it was like it's still sore, but it wasn't bothering me in the hospital because of the positioning I was in.
Right.
Here I was
Hey
laying
Brenda.
flat and that sucker hurt. The TJ's in the chat.
TJ, no, not yet.
She said good morning, TJ too. I'm not hooking that printer up yet. Printer's right there on the floor. I had enough trouble yesterday wiping my ass.
Now did the pupper dogs eat their dinner?
Oh yeah. I gave them a little food yesterday when they came in. They ate that. And then this morning gave them some food. They were eating that a little while ago. But I'm getting them back on their schedule, you know.
Right.
But
Brenda, Brenda, Brenda.
I wind up getting up at about 2 o'clock, walking up to the front, coming up to the front with the walker, and when I got up to the front, I had to take the other half of that pain pill, and
Here's
that kind
Donald.
of took the edge off. Hey, Donald.
Hi guys.
Joe had a bad night at home first night,
Yeah,
huh?
I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just tough.
That sucked.
I would have done better probably in the recliner up front.
Yeah, maybe. Hey Joe,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you, after all this ordeal and being in the hospital and eating that hospital diet and everything, have you lost a couple pounds? It looks like you're looking good. Wait, hold on just a second. Oh crap, no, that's just my screen.
That's
Before
why I
he
didn't answer. I figured it wasn't finished.
before he fell, he lost how much weight did you lose?
No, I was gonna say you look like you have lost a little bit in your face. It might
Even
be
with the
the
beard.
beard. It might be the beard.
Well, no, even with the beard, I could tell. I lost a lot because I went from 260 to 229 the day I got hurt.
Well, I'm just wondering, should I fall and hurt my leg?
Yeah, do that.
I mean, I can, I got,
No.
I'd still be ugly, but if I get rid of some of that extra.
Well, I was worried because I was always bloated in the hospital because of the stuff they give you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying, oh, I know I'm not gaining weight. I know I could tell I'm not gaining weight. I said, I might be gaining a little bit, but I'm not gaining anything enormous that's going to mess up it's going to mess up what I've done over the last couple of months, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they said, well, we'll weigh you out. We'll zero the bed out. And we'll put you in and we'll see what it says. So they weighed me. And for the day I went to the hospital, that was like almost 3 weeks, she weighs me, says I gained 30 pounds in the hospital. I said, oh,
Wait.
bullshit. Yeah, I went, bullshit.
Bullshit.
Like that. So my daughter came over the other day and she weighed me and it said I had gained 24 pounds. I said, there's no way I gained 24 pounds in the hospital with this crappy food. No, because they don't give you enough, first off.
They give
Right?
you
And
plenty.
I wasn't eating, they give you enough to sustain you. But I wasn't
That's
eating
what food
anything
is
extra.
for. Joe, that's what food is for.
Oh, I know. There's nothing to
Just to
be
sustain
gluttonous
you.
about. You know, it wasn't being Roman and gluttonous, you know,
Right.
or Greek or whatever.
That's my problem.
So what happened is when I got home last night, I said, let's go get the true number on this. And when I weighed myself, I gained 3 pounds.
Okay.
So I was 232.
You know what it might be? We've been seeing you every time we've been seeing you. You've been in the hospital and you've been reclining.
Yep.
And we got that. And we're looking at you kind of from a little bit
Top
below.
down. Yeah.
And then now you're up vertical.
Well, I'm becoming a professional at unplugging this thing and unhooking it and clamping it.
Yeah.
I'd be able to change my clothes, right? Because I changed my clothes when I got home yesterday to a different pair of pants. And then I said, well, I'm going to put these on tomorrow. I got everything together. It's the stuff that I'm used to wearing. It's a lot looser. And I found out last night about 2 o'clock in the morning that with these new antibiotics and stuff I'm taking, the probiotics and everything, don't fart.
You can't
All I'm gonna
trust
tell you.
it.
No, can't trust it. I started to make a fart and I went, oh, that didn't feel right. So I got up and practiced again on changing everything. And it was like, and it wasn't bad. It was just, I caught it, you know?
Yeah.
So I just changed into a different set of clothes, threw those in a washing machine. It didn't, thank God it didn't make a mess. But if I would have just let it go, that would have been a mess.
Day on old man problems.
No, it's augmentin and Cipro. So that's going to take a couple of days to get my system and get all that right, you know. Because that's 2 new ones, brand new ones.
Well, when you left the hospital, did you get a big standing ovation from all the nurses, or?
Oh hell no! They said you can go, and the girl rolled me out. One girl said, "See you later." That was it. I didn't care.
You were
It
just
was in the
glad
middle of the day.
you were glad to get the hell out of there, right?
I'll be honest with you, I was better off there.
Well, didn't the doctor say you could stay a few more days?
No, they didn't want me to stay as long as they did.
Oh,
Nope. They want you out.
If they could do everything at the hospital, they could do here. They wanted me out Monday a week ago. The day they did the graft surgery, they wanted me out the next day. And then they were going to just do home health and wound care. And they wanted to send me to wound care. But wound care, people's health doesn't cover it
yeah.
or wouldn't cover it.
So you had a crappy, crappy night.
Yeah.
And you said it was your shoulder?
What was the
One he
shoulder
rolled
that gave me?
onto.
Well, that's the one I rolled when I fell. This one right here. But I got a salon pause down right on top of it to kind of get some lidocaine in it. I found out the way to sleep last night. I had to turn on my side. I couldn't lay flat. So I had to lay on my side. And that machine's small, so I had it in the bed with me. I rolled sideways, and that's when I fell asleep.
Here comes Lance.
Lance, what's up?
Morning, guys.
Good morning, Lance. Joe's recuperating from his first night at home.
Think this
How is everyone today?
getting better.
Do you think tonight you're going to sleep in the recliner, Joe?
I don't know. Probably. I probably will.
Now, when you sleep in the recliner, does the actuary is in your left or right hand?
Right.
Okay, so that you won't have a shoulder issue getting down. Because that's
Well,
why
I
I
don't
have.
have a shoulder-
That's
I don't
why
have a shoulder
I
issue
have an
moving it
electric
around.
one.
I can move it around. Just I can't lay flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, plus the foot comes up is going to help you hold your leg straight.
Well, I got it up right now underneath there.
Yeah.
Well, I lean back like this because I got it laying straight. If I had more room behind me, I'd bring the freaking recliner here and go in it now. I'd live here. But I looked over at that box last night at that bamboo printer, and I said, "Well, yeah, I'll see you in a couple of weeks." I have no ambition to open that thing up right now.
No, it's just something more to worry about setting up.
That's not the issue. It's just the weight. The movement of it is going to be the problem. Setting up's easy. I'm a little more tech than you there, probably.
Don looks to me like you've got the same issue with me. I've got house flies every once in a while.
Yep. And in this small office, you get a few and it's like they're
They're
bothering you
buzzing.
all day long.
Yep, bugging you. Now, Joe, down there in Louisiana, you get the house flies too, don't you?
Sometimes they got to come in. You got to when I come in the door, make sure there's none around the door. And then the only other problem is where the sliding glass door is because I put that thing in for the dogs.
Yeah.
It leaves an always permanent gap at the top on one port because it can't seal. So I've got some stuff that I've molded out and cut out of different stuff that's soft that I shove up in there to block it. I don't know who that is. Don't do it.
Isn't that Dre?
It might be
It
direct.
was Dre yesterday. Let Dre say something in the chat real quick and don't let him in just
Yeah.
yet. Let Dre say something and
Is
then
that you, Dre?
It might be direct, but we got to make sure. Jerry saying, damn, now I gotta go get to my phone. See.
Yeah, it's me. Okay.
Okay. I was just getting ready to ask him.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning,
Morning.
Rick.
Yeah, just I guess I think somebody was talking about when you used to having two screens, you down to a laptop screen, it just gets a little hectic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to find all the windows you gotta jump through. Don, I used my X4 yesterday. Did a little quick video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think even you might be impressed.
You make it sound like I'm not impressed by much.
Well,
You know,
I like your critiquing. So if I get minimum critiquing, I think I feel from you, I've done a good job.
Well, I'll tell you right now, using that 360 camera, it is kind of a stunt camera. I don't like using it for. They say this is the one camera you're not going to need any other camera. It's like
No,
it's not true. I took it on vacation and tried to use it for majority of shots, and it's like most of the shots they're okay, but when I'm using actually a camera with a screen and I'm focusing on the shot and stuff, I'm more
Mhm.
intentional,
Right.
and so
Well, besides that, Don, you're going to be more critical of your own shots anyway, you know?
I'll put the link in the chat so whoever wants to go look at it can look at it.
what if I don't want to look at it? Do I still have to?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
still have to.
I'm just
It's only-
making
it's
sure
only-
I know the rules here.
Yeah, it's only a minute long.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I don't go into that long drawn out stuff.
I don't either. Uh,
Okay, where are we at here? So I hate this single screen because now for some reason on my laptop, I get this little strip of videos that covers up the link part of that I want to click on. Open link, and I want to copy the link. I don't want to open the link, copy the link. There we go. There we go. Good morning, Lance. Here, it's in the links in the chat.
There you go, Don.
all right, give me a minute.
Where's old nephew Justin at this morning? He's sleeping in?
Probably. He probably played Fortnite late last night.
No, I didn't.
Well, Joe, how you feeling today?
I got beat up overnight.
You got beat up overnight.
Yeah, I was laying flat and woke up about an hour into it with my shoulder killing me, the one that I rolled on.
Oh,
like,
that's right. You
I
still
don't know
got
where that
that,
pain came from.
yeah, you still got that beat up shoulder there. So you got a couple things. You got the leg to worry about, keeping that elevated at night, and also you can't roll on your side on that shoulder, huh?
Well, I rolled on my other side and found out if I just take the machine in there, because it's a little small unit, that vacuum.
Mhm.
I just threw it in the bed next to him and rolled over and just kind of laid there on my right side, and that worked. But I also found out about 2:30 in the morning You can't trust the poop a
Hmm.
little fart. You can't, with this new medication, don't trust thinking you have gas.
Yeah, you don't mistake having a poop with having a fart, right?
It was like one of these numbers where I'm laying there all night and comfortable. Felt like I had to fart, and I went, good. And I went, that's gonna feel good. And I went, it stopped. I went, nope, that's not it.
Hmm.
Rolled out of bed and went and double checked everything.
Change your clothes again.
He hid his underwear with buckshot.
Well, it really wasn't that bad. Like I said,
Buckshot.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way. It was enough that never mind.
Yeah. Don't share.
Thank you. Thank you.
I could have probably
TMI.
got away with not changing the underwear to this morning because it really was like a dot, like. Yeah, I changed
Okay,
everything.
we're getting into the TMI section now.
Yeah. So now I just gotta make sure I'm paying attention for the next couple of days. Because I gotta get that Cipro and Augmentin's gotta get in there right.
Hmm.
But that's what happened when you switch antibiotics.
Yeah.
You're still cleaning yourself up. And I tell you, they weighed me in the hospital when I got there. And then they weighed me a couple of days ago and said I gained 30 pounds. I said, oh, bullshit. My dad says, no way I gained 30 pounds. But this crazy
Well,
food y'all got,
all that food you was eating.
I wasn't eating as much as you think I was eating. The
Yeah.
most
They
I
were
was eating was a
delivering him a
turkey
lot of
sandwich at
food,
night.
but he didn't eat it all.
Hmm.
Well, I was eating, but I wasn't eating all the sweets and all the other crap. And if they gave me mashed potatoes, I might take a couple of bites, but it was like just to offset the flavor on some things. I wasn't eating any of the sweets, you know. So so I weighed myself last night and I gained 2 pounds, about 2 to 3 pounds when I was in the hospital.
Mm.
So that's not bad over a 3-week period.
Yeah.
That's gonna drop right off of me again.
Yeah.
Now, is there any restrictions on you taking your weight loss medication?
I can't take that till August.
August, okay.
And the doctor told me, don't start it again, wait till August. And he said, don't even start it in August, come see me first.
Mm.
So I'll make an appointment with him, do the blood work, and then he'll give me a whole new regimen of it, I guess.
Yeah.
But he could start me out higher than he did last time, you see. So I didn't lose much. I'll still get to my goal in December.
That's good.
That little Bavarian
Well,
town that
Don.
you're in looks kind of neat.
Yeah, I said it's Solvang, California. It's a Danish Bavarian theme, little small town. Only has 6,000 population, 3 golf courses, and everything in the middle of the
Wow.
town where we were walking all has that old Bavarian Danish look.
Yeah, it reminds me of there's a couple towns in Arkansas that have that style of architecture.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they all had steels out front.
No, no, there are a couple towns like that too. But there are a couple towns in Arkansas that have that Bavarian architecture or
Yeah.
Bavarian / Swiss that are
Yeah.
kind of neat to go through.
we got
Mhm.
we got a town here in Michigan. It's called Frankenmuth. That's very German, Swiss.
Yeah.
Now
So
the
it's a nice. I mean, if you got small kids, more like I said, the resort that we're at, has the pools and everything else for the kids to get in and get tired out in all day. But it's more of a adult type area, slow pace. Walking is encouraged. That's why I say, where we're at, we walk right up the street, around the corner, have breakfast. The walk we went on yesterday was right after we had breakfast. And it's about, I would say, 3 blocks along the main road, a couple blocks deep and stuff is the whole thing part of the town. But like you get a lot of little small shots that have the fudge, the candies, and stuff like that.
Which is why you need to walk from place to place instead of taking public transport, because you're going to be eating
Yeah.
fudge.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh.
that's the good part of walking off what you just ate, but also, parking in small streets like that is always limited, so, you don't want to be having to hustle around a car everywhere you go, so
Oh,
the
yeah.
walking is kind of nice. Yeah. But like I said, like you're saying, having one camera is never gonna be an option. I mean, like I say, this 360, I'm trying to get comfortable with it, use it. It's more like when I want to be lazy, it is the most convenient camera to take because I can set it in one spot, especially when I'm out working and walk around and everything else, and it's
Right.
capturing everything. If I want to focus on different things, like I said, I got right now, I'm using the Osmo Pocket 3 as my webcam.
Mhm.
So it's, and like I said, I brought my GoPro 9 up here with me. So I bought 3 cameras systems
And
up
the
here.
stitching software on that is pretty good, where it makes that stick disappear, isn't it?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I did a shot like that, like you did, where
Mhm.
we were walking down the beach, and that is, I mean, it's a stunt shot. It's one of those shots that people say, "How'd you get that shot?" And
Yeah,
it's
and
like,
I brought my 9-foot extension pole. I'm not really pleased with that. It's the way the handle locks out is
yeah,
not very intuitive.
I have my just my regular uh selfie stick for it, plus my little monopod. Wherever I set it down after I threw stuff down after we got back,
Hmm.
I have, since it's got that quarter 20 on the bottom of it, and I've got a little set of sticks that are, these were the DJI sticks off the uh mobile that
Yeah.
came out. So, oh, I had sand in my stick, in my in my legs, but it's got the quarter 20, so I carry that too. Nice small, and if I need sticks on the bottom, if I need to use it as a tripod, screw that on. And
Yeah, 'cause like I said, I got the little short one for the Osmo Pocket 3. I bought a regular
I don't know if you can
tripod.
see in there. Look, a little bit of
Okay.
Florida. There's a little bit of
Yeah,
Florida in there.
and then like that extra battery bank, that FOMO I was showing you yesterday, it has legs in the bottom of it.
Yes, that remote control, part of me is like, yeah, that'd been nice to have.
You can pick it up separate off. I think Amazon sells it separate. I know you can get them on eBay for about less than $20.
I was just thinking, just to have out with me to get like those, instead of relying on the hand gesture
Hmm.
triggers.
Yeah, well, like I said, if you got it extended out, then you got okay, I got to hold it. So how am I going to do this?
Right.
You know?
But I haven't been through all of my 360 footage yet. I've been going through a little bit at a time, and
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot
make
more footage from yesterday. I just
making out
wanted to do that
shots.
one with the walk and that we're walking around and play with that a little bit.
Now, have you
Like I said,
tried their auto? Was that wasn't an auto edit?
yeah, that was an AI edit.
That wasn't it. Okay.
That was an AI edit. I edited one and I said, you know what, let me try AI to see. But what I don't like is just when you transfer that AI footage from the 360 thing, it takes forever to upload into YouTube.
Hmm?
When I say ever, it took 5 hours for that 1 minute clip.
Dang.
And that might be because I'm using my phone as my hotspot, laptop, whatever. But yeah, it was a little bit time consuming. When I'm used to editing stuff, 1 minute clips, I'm in and out within about 5-10 minutes tops. And that's just, if I'm talking about from start to finish, upload to YouTube, 10 minutes. Well, TJ, I figured out how to get the best signal from my phone as a hotspot, which is near the balcony door. So that's where I have it at. So like I say, depends on what I'm doing. It gives me options. Like I said, it's a lot of things you can do with this type of camera. Going with the X4, X5, you're a little more comfortable with the quality of what you're getting compared to the other brand
Mm-hmm.
out there. Like I said, I feel comfortable. I can mix the footage from this X4 with my GoPro 9 or even my Osmo Pocket 3.
Yep. They said that the
Or even my
X5
phone.
has a much better low light, and it's okay. It's a little bit better in low light, but
Mhm.
it's still.
Yeah, I did a little test footage. Well, I did it that night. I did the backyard theater thing. I used X4 for that, and it gets a little grained. I brought it down to 1080p at 5K, which they
Yep.
recommend for low light for the X4. It's fairly grainy. I can say anything. I mean, if you're in a downtown that's brightly lit from ambient light,
Yeah.
this thing is sparkle. Snap, sparkle, shine, or whatever. And I think the same thing with the X5. As long as you got a lot of ambient light, it will perform very well. It's not going to be like walking down the street with barely one street light on the block type of thing.
Right. And the other thing, it where you're offloading your pointing, where you're pointing the camera, you're offloading that to later. And I think for so much shooting, it's not just about the direction you have the camera aiming, it's the position of the camera as well. Those things are because in when you're composing a shot, you also sometimes need to change position. And
Right.
you don't know you need to change position until you see the angle, and then you have to change the angle and position at the same time. Well, you don't have that option with this. That's why it's kind of a stunt camera. It's to use when you really cannot use another camera to get the same shot.
Right. And like I say, like there's footage. I did clips of us walking where I had the pole out in front of us.
Yeah,
And I didn't even do that part, but it gives you a chance to be, all you gotta do is change position of the whole camera itself and keep walking, keep filming. This part
right.
where I went from that position and put it up on my shoulder. I think it's even a shot in that clip where I had put it from my shoulder to behind us,
Hmm.
walking and everything. So it puts all that in one time. I don't have to stop.
And Dre,
I
I
don't have
told
to
my
set the
wife,
shot.
I don't know if you noticed this too. I told my wife that nothing will inspire a diet like taking a 360 camera to the beach, because you see
Mhm.
angles of yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Oh, I got the same response when I told my wife to look at the clips. And, I don't like it. I don't like that. I don't like that. I said, we would never take pictures on vacation, will we?
Shoot, I like it when she's next to you and you get the camera and gets his facing at her, makes it look like she's 7 foot tall.
Yeah. As I say, you learn that. So that's what I said, because like when she's on a certain side, it looks like she's way taller than me. I'm way shorter. Then you see later on, I have the camera angled the other way, and like I'm way taller and she's shorter.
And then when you're holding it in your right arm and you got it cupped like this, you're walking and
Mhm.
I couldn't tell if you were hurt or you trying to be shaft.
Yeah. That's the only thing about, you don't see the pole, but your natural movement when you walk is limited because you're holding that pole. I had the pole out about, I say, 3 to 4 feet yesterday.
Yeah. I had a couple of clips in there where she looked big enough that her hand bigger than your whole head. And here you go, and slap, waiting for the slappy.
Yeah.
And he got his hand up, let it go. Doing some of that shaft walking, you know.
Now, are you able to put any weight on your leg at all?
I'm told to keep it non-weight bearing, right?
Okay.
But I was also told that if I'm balancing, I'm standing up and I have to put a little weight on it, just don't bend it. Don't push off on it.
Okay.
Yeah, because you don't want them staples to get no tension on
Well, good news, like I said, she told me it's very unlikely that it would come apart because it's vacuumed. You got the vacuum sucking it
them.
onto the leg, holding it on. She said the only problem I have is if the vacuum goes off for more than an hour. She said, and it's got a 14-hour battery. It's very intuitive. So when it starts getting low, it's gonna start warning me and getting louder and all kind of crap, you know. So, and it takes about 6 hours to fully charge because they charge it at nighttime. I charged it for a couple hours last night and it's fully charged again. So I've got I redid my walker where I've got the daddy daycare bag. It's the daddy diaper bag. It's on the front. So I got the charger in there. So I could always, I'm not going to sit here too much today. It's just, I ate this morning. I ate some cereal. I looked at that, didn't have any milk. I said, well, that was good. But I had all them protein shakes they gave me. So I had 7 of them I brought home with me. So I used the French vanilla one in my cereal this morning, which wasn't bad. So at least I got by with eating cereal this morning and I didn't feel like cooking. I was gonna make a cup of coffee and I didn't feel like it.
Mhm.
I need to get back to my normal routine. That way I'll probably start feeling more normal, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like I'm tired.
Mhm.
At least at night in the hospital, I was sleeping 6 hours.
Yeah.
I had that hospital room so cold, I used to bring the blankets and just pull it over my head. That
Yep.
way I kept the heat in and I'd lay there and I had a little crack to the side where I could actually see the doorway. And if the door opened up, I just open my eyes and take the covers down and say, what time is it? They snuck up on me one time while I was in there and she took my arm to take the blood pressure and I took a swing at her. I said, tap me before you grab me.
Yeah, I had to warn the nurses about that last time I was in. I said, do not, I said, call my name before you get too close to the bed. I said, because just that PTSD reaction, you might get swung on.
Yeah. Well, I came up to, I come up with it like this and I realized who it was. I went, oh, never mind. And she was backing up quick, you know?
Yeah, that's what happened. One nurse walked up on me and I snapped around and she was like, her eyes was like big as a saucer pan. Good morning, Mark.
Hey,
And
Mark.
B-Rad.
Brad's in there? I don't see, where's he at? Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
have it
Brad
updated.
just popped in here.
Yeah, B-Rad. What's up, Brad? So the funniest thing about all of this going on right now is about every 3 or 4 minutes, this machine will kind of flutter. It'll go like it sounds like somebody's making a fart, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when it'll do it, if the dogs are walking around, I remember they were standing next to each other yesterday when they did it. Loki took a smell and then went over and stuck his nose by Cleo's ass, you know, see if she did.
Mm-hmm.
There's the picture of Dre on YouTube.
Yeah, I was from picture from two years ago.
Yep.
We was down in Temecula, California.
I like how
We just left Oceanside and when we went over to Temecula to the wine country. And that was our what 39th anniversary. So we have 41 years.
shoot, the 3rd of July was 51 years when I went to boot camp.
Mm.
I reported to the Marine Corps the 3rd of July, 74.
Gray, for a happy marriage, don't compare your marriage to your wife to boot camp.
Well, I actually went to boot camp the same year I got married.
Which was easier?
I was gonna ask you that.
I'll put it like this, Don, I still have dreams, or you might call, I won't say nightmares, but you still go through those anxieties in your sleep of boot camp.
I dream about it every once in a while.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have those little dreams and you're like, man, never again.
Just think about my son Justin. Went to the fire academy. You know how that is.
Hmm.
Came out #1 in the class. Went to the police academy. You know how that is.
Yeah.
And he might have to go through the police academy again.
Okay, so that department in North Carolina still putting him through?
Well, yeah, but it looks like it's gonna be January.
Okay. Well, that's why I kept trying to tell you guys, sometimes these things get drug out, man.
Well, it's bad timing. If he'd have got there a month earlier, he'd have made this class.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but he didn't know that. So he's just doing
Yeah.
what he's doing now. And now he's really pissing me off because it's his life. I gotta not be pissed off about it. He
Mhm.
likes what he's doing right now with the installation. He's making good money,
Yeah.
making more than he makes in the police department.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you know what? I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I don't know. Hey, Jojo, I don't know if I'm gonna go be a cop. I said, what do you mean you don't know if you're gonna be a cop? He said, because
Well,
what it is, the girlfriend's got that little earworm going again. And
oh,
he says,
wow.
because I want to be able to support my family and do all of this. But sometimes nowadays it's 50-50 support. You don't have to worry about that. And the
Yeah,
girlfriend
well,
makes more money
the
than
thing
him.
you are, you gotta remind him, Joe, construction type work is up and down. It has its ebb and flow.
know.
When it's feast, it's feast. When it gets famine and you see yourself sitting at home because ain't no work going on because nobody's building and all that kind of stuff, then you know the difference. That
The
being in
economy
law
goes
enforcement
down,
is
you going down.
Mm-hmm.
that's right.
And if the
That's
economy
right.
goes down, guess what goes up? The police department.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because
My
everybody
dad
trying to take from
was an iron
everybody
worker
else.
for years,
Yep.
and he would work during spring, summer, fall, winter. He was off work
Yep.
every year.
So
But
that's that's the things you gotta look at is the down the road part and stuff. I say, yeah, you can make good money doing construction. I made good money, but in between that good money, there were some times I say you almost definitely gotta put money away when you're making it. You
HVAC
just can't just
is,
live. Yeah.
yep.
yeah, and you got to put the money away. That's one thing. I mean, think about being in law enforcement, you're going to have a pretty good pension
Yeah.
So we could
Yeah.
scratch
I mean,
that
compared to
idea.
working,
Put the money
compared
away.
to a construction job.
Well, I always tell people, I say, law enforcement or working for a municipality, county, whatever, you get paid all holidays, all that kind of stuff. Work is gonna work, rain or shine, you working. Construction, high winds, you ain't working. Depends
Rain,
on how
sometimes
bad
you're
it's
not working.
raining, what kind of work you actually do, you may not be working when it rains. All that kind of good stuff, all the different things that when you work with government positions, or like I say, especially law enforcement, you work in rain or shine. I worked almost every holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, 4th of July. I used to hate holidays when I worked construction. that means I wasn't getting paid, because you don't work, you
Yeah.
don't get paid.
Well, you got paid overtime too, and you worked in the police department, right?
Yeah, overtime is where you make a lot of money, and I mean, every time you go to court, that's overtime. If you work afternoon or graveyard shift, you got court in the morning, that's OT. Easy OT, automatic 2 to 4 hours.
It's not always cracked up to be holidays sometimes.
Well, I'm just saying that, a lot of times the people who like to enjoy holidays or have that kind of family where they do a lot of big things and stuff. I remember many Christmases, I would wake the kids up at 2 in the morning just so I could see them open their presents. And so I would, go drive into Long Beach and be there at 6 in the morning for briefing. Because by the time I get back home, Christmas is over with.
Hey, JoJo said they're going under contract today, so he's moving in 30 days. That's good. Oh, I ate that cereal this morning with that protein, and my stomach's still queasy from it. I should have just ate the other half of that Subway sandwich.
I cannot believe you're trying to pick that sandwich apart and gonna put it back together and eat it.
I didn't have to. What I did, I left it out, right, and throw it out, and then I took
Yeah,
it
but
and I
then
opened it up, and I just opened it up flat, and it was mostly meat, a little bit of lettuce at the end, and the lettuce
uh-huh.
was right against the bread at the end. So what I did, I
Mm-hmm.
just kind of opened it up and moved stuff around like that. And if it looked like it had any really frosted stuff in it, I took that big frosted stuff out. And I just laid it all together, stuck it in the thing for like 8 minutes in the toaster, 5 minutes in the toaster. Came out perfect. I caught one cold spot in
Okay.
it, but it's a cold sandwich anyway, you know. But it
Yeah,
came out,
yeah.
that
I
half
mean,
of it came out good. I almost went back with the other half in.
Well, anyway,
yeah.
No,
I must have missed.
Wednesday a week ago, they were gonna let me go home before the grafts,
Uh-huh.
before they cut it to tell me I needed graft surgery. So I told my daughter that Tuesday night she stopped by. I made a stop downstairs. There's a Subway in the hospital. I ordered 2 Italian BMT subs, loaded out, right, everything on it. I told her, "Come bring me one. Bring the other one. Stick it in my refrigerator at home. I'll eat it tomorrow when I get home. That way I don't have to cook or anything." Then they tell me, "Nope, you're not going anywhere." So when she went the next day, I said, "Wrap that sucker in cellophane paper, the port foil, cellophane. Wrap it up real good. Put it in one of those Walmart garbage bags. Wrap it again to keep the moisture out of it. Throw it in the freezer." And she said, "Throw it in the freezer." I said, "Just throw it in the freezer, it'll be fine." So I took it out yesterday, unwrapped it, let it thaw out for about 2 hours. When it got to the point where I could open it up without having to peel it apart, I just went through it and I made sure if they had any chunks of ice in there or anything, I took it out. I threw it in the what you call it, the air fryer,
Mm-hmm.
and thing toasted up just right. So I got the other half in the refrigerator right now. I'll go in there today.
Yeah.
I've eaten worse.
Hey, I
Well,
have two
yeah.
in the Marines, you know.
Yeah,
No,
I'm not
don't
gonna.
worry about it, Joe. Paul has eaten discolored shrimp out of his freezer.
But I got my vegetables yesterday, Paul.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Paul, I'm going to join from my phone here in a minute.
Okay.
thanks for the warning, Alan.
You betcha. Heading for my walk. Thank you, Brad Alston, if you're still in here.
I got home health coming in today at 11:30, I think it is.
That's 12,
The-
11:30,
12:30 your
that's
time.
12:30 East Coast time, right?
Yeah. Let me see what she said. Hold on. Make sure I know the right time. Got your voicemail, 11:30, 12:30ish. Okay, and she said she'll be here. And her name is Jessica, and she sounded really peppy on the phone, right? And I told her, I got dogs, so let me know when you get close, so I could kind of lock them back in the hallway. She says, "Got your voicemail. Hi, hi, got your voicemail." She said, "I'll call you when I head your way. I love dogs, so no worries. Thank you." I think I need a sponge bath.
Oh, okay. The
small.
sponge bath person stays out in the car. Hey, Rick.
Yeah, I figured that'll be the case. I'll be like George Costanza. I felt it move. And that was one of the funniest ones with Costanza with the when they were all getting massages. See, here's the lifeline right here. This little machine. I
Yeah,
gotta make sure that thing's got a charge. I gotta make sure that thing's because when you clamp it and take it loose to change your clothes and all that, it starts telling you, goes you just telling you all kind of stuff, right? As soon as you put it back and you clamp it, unclamp it, and that you feel that suction go right back on your leg. And they want it like that just to. There's two things. It keeps anything from getting on there, since they're sucking any kind of infection out of it, and it doesn't let anything from the outside get in. And one of the first things I did yesterday was drop it.
oh,
I
did
was
you?
thinking, oh, I done broke the damn thing right away. So I said, I didn't drive it before. It was sitting on my chair and it slid through the side. Lance.
Okay, my camera is not working again.
Lance, you were having a lot of trouble with technology lately.
Well, Justin always has to turn it on. So you guys must have phones locked or something. I don't know. Or me locked. You don't want to see my brutal face in the morning. There we go. Start my video. If someone has to do that every time on my cell phone.
Wow,
holy
that's
hell.
weird.
Turn it off.
So
Now keep it on, Lance. It makes my leg feel better.
so look how cloudy it is today.
Yeah.
It's no blue skies today. Today's supposed to rain and get nice again, so we'll see. One day of rain, we need it. So which 360 camera do you guys have, Don and Dre?
I have the X5.
I have the X4.
I don't have one.
I also have a GoPro Fusion from years ago.
Is that a 360?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was pretty early on in the 360 cameras.
Yeah, that's mine's the version 2. Oh, I feel sprinkles. Yeah. So the low light, if I do mine in really good light, it's fine. But once I start to, like when I was swimming with the hammerheads, you could tell it was starting
Lance?
to get rainy.
Lance, if you feeling sprinkles, you got medicine for that. So who's buying stuff from Amazon? Anybody?
I bought props yesterday to replace my broken prop the second to the last day of my trip. So I wasn't able to fly. You guys know that story.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was gonna buy a soft nugget ice machine, ice maker.
Yeah, did you get it?
Because I got used to it at the hospital. Where I tell them bring me my thing of ice and a couple of regular cups of ice. So I was chewing ice all week. And I found one for $74 that makes 34 pounds in 24 hours, which is a lot of ice. And I put 2 of them in the cart. I was gonna buy one for my daughter, because she's helped me out.
Yeah.
And the card came out and said $300 and something. I said, for what? They're $74 a piece. Them jokers were charging $70 something shipping.
Holy
Oh,
crap.
Not Prime, huh?
No, it wasn't Prime. It said Prime, but it wasn't. So then I went and looked a little bit more, and I did find the same one basically for 105. And by that time, I said, I really don't need the ice cubes.
My fastest way to divorce court is to chew ice.
I will not chew ice anymore because of that filling up on my front tooth that
Drives my wife crazy.
Well, this is the soft ice, so it kind of melts in your mouth before you can chew it.
well, that filling I busted it off with a Triscuit. And I used to chew ice all the time, so I'm really conscious on what I'm doing now on crunching stuff.
Yeah.
It's like pistachios that, yeah, I'm no longer throwing pistachios in my mouth and trying to crack them open. If I can't do them with my fingers, they just don't need opened. They go back in the bag and I can take pliers after them later.
You know those white anti-fog things that you put in your dive case?
Mhm.
Your camera doesn't fog up. They work great. I put 3 little strips on one side of my dive case, thinking it's gonna do the whole case, right? That side was perfect. The other side of the dive case with the other camera fogged up. So it's like, okay, live and learn. Put the strips on both sides next time.
So those are desiccant strips, right? Just kind of absorb the moisture.
Yeah, yes, correct.
Now, I didn't even think about buying. We went down there to go to the beach. I didn't ever think about buying the little dive case for that 360.
You know, they say it's waterproof, but I already ruined one trying that.
Really?
Yep. Without the dive case, everything was sealed, and I probably dove with it 10 times. It was fine. was that 10th time I got screwed.
Paul, are you eating ice cream?
Yep.
So I invested in the dive case on my second one.
There's always time for ice cream.
Well, I haven't put it down underwater or anything, but I did take it out in the surf because I figured I could risk some light splashing.
Sure, yeah.
Now my GoPro, I've had it underwater. I don't have any fears with it.
And I have a dome for my GoPro 4, which I really like, but I didn't even take that with us. And that's a lot of fun because you can get half above and half below water real easily.
Yes. Yeah, that's the only way you can do that because you gotta get that water edge away from that lens so you can get a good focus.
Correct, yep.
How many miles you doing today, Lance?
Same thing I did yesterday, 4.5.
Wow.
I try to do this long one every time. Sometimes I do the short one, especially during the school year, depending on what time if I do the long one during the school year, I gotta start walking about 4:30 so I can shower and get to work. But
Yeah.
if I don't have the time, I do the short one, which takes me only 30 minutes. But
You're
it's
walking
raining
at a pretty good.
I'm gonna
You're
get
walking
wet.
at a pretty good clip if you're doing 4 miles in 30 minutes.
No. That takes me an hour.
Oh, okay.
30
I can
minutes.
say.
Yeah, no, 30 minutes is the short one.
Okay.
This is gonna take me an hour to get around, probably about 53, 54 minutes usually,
Mhm.
unless I meet a neighbor and talk. I try not to do that. There's a gal across the fairway who's she's about our age, and she walks her dog, and she can talk forever. And it's like, okay, I only have a minute.
Mhm.
And she took care of her house. We had bees in the siding of our houses just as we were leaving for Hawaii. And she loaned us that little white powder that you squirt to kill the bees. But it's not the strength of the professional guys, but it does a trick if you squirt it 10 or 15 times. And she said, I'll do it when you're gone.
What kind of bee?
Wasp.
Okay, the wasp. I agree. Say, I know down here they really frown. I don't want to say it's illegal, but they definitely frown on you killing bees.
Especially honeybees.
Yeah, because there's a shortage.
Yeah, these are wasps, and the guy that we usually hire says, hey, when they invade your house, that's a problem. If they're, in a tree, we leave them alone.
Yeah, we get like these little red wasps underneath the deck every once in a while. They'll come in. I need to go out because I think I've got a nest under there now. I don't spray anything. I just get a couple pieces of newspaper and my charcoal starter, go into there, find out where they're at, light the charcoal and put it underneath where they're at.
Okay,
The smoke
Frogger,
goes
Frogger,
up, they fly away,
here I go.
and then I just scrape the nest off.
What do you mean a frogger? What?
He's
I
crossing the
barely
road.
made it.
He's got to
Almost got
cross the
hit.
street.
Oh, that
Gotta
fly is
cross.
just messing with me now. I set the fly swatter down and it went over and landed on the fly swatter.
Ah,
So we seem to
I
have
was
an
just
issue.
I was just watching the
with wasps
commercial,
every year.
Don, while I got out of bed about, I guess it's Bell and Howell is advertising those zappers.
Uh-huh.
You need to get you one.
Give me one. Give me one of those bug assaults, the little guns that shoot salt. Have you seen those?
Now, I haven't seen no, but I know I like those bug zappers. I don't think they even sell them anymore here in
Bug
Southern
assault. You put
California.
you load it with table salt and you pump it and it uses air.
Uh-huh.
So you just pump it and then fire it and it sprays a little bit of the salt out every single time. So you go along and pop and just salt the insects, kill them.
We had a buddy in September of 23 go hiking. Didn't know he was allergic. Got stung and died.
Wow.
He was too far off the trail to. His buddy, tried to call.
Didn't have an EpiPen with him.
No, because he didn't know
He didn't know he was allergic.
to bees.
Oh, he didn't know he was allergic. Oh
No.
man.
Got stung and died. Same weekend Jimmy Buffett died. It was a bad weekend.
Mm.
He was 52 years old. He was a young dude.
52. He never knew he was allergic to bees.
He didn't at all.
Crazy.
So about 15 years ago, we seemed to get bees because my wife loves to plant flowers. And about 15 years ago, they got inside the walls of our bathroom downstairs. And we woke up one morning, probably about 15 bees in the bathroom. And I'm like, I shut the door and I said, I'm not going in there. And my wife's makeup and everything was inside. And she said, you chicken shit. She opens the door, goes in, grabs her stuff, gets stung right on the lip. I never let her live that one down.
Well, I was going to tell you, Lance, this little cover you sent me.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. I like the way it protects the Osmo Pocket 3, the
All right.
gimbal part.
Yeah.
I'm actually more impressed with this than I am with the battery bank.
All right. Good. Does it protect both sides?
No, just the front part. It protects the screen and the actual gimbal itself. The way it
Okay.
snaps on, it connects the gimbal from the front and back, and then the front part here.
That's right. That's right. It's an
protects the
Osmo.
screen.
I thought it was a
Yeah.
360. Yeah, the Osmo. Sure. All right.
Yeah.
Glad you like it.
Yeah, I have a pouch case for my 360. Here it is. This is what I have for my 360.
Yeah. It's kind of
I
a
got a little-
kind of a rubber hood that slides on top. I have
Yeah.
that as well. And then I also
Yeah.
have the sleeve that you slide the whole thing into, but I don't use that.
No, I don't have a sleeve. I have like I said, that's what I got.
Yeah. The sleeve came with it, but the little rubber thing I had to buy separate.
Yeah.
I got that little guy just for the lenses on that X5.
Yeah, just to protect it because it is very fragile, as far as scratches.
Well, that's the one thing, it's about having one of these that you have to be conscious when you're not using it, how, where you lay it down, how it's laying down. Yeah, that's the one that came with the other one, had a little slide on one that Don just showed up, post it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always gotta be conscious about that. Because it's easily, you could scratch it, sitting down against a hard surface.
Yep, and then you're out $35.
Yeah, well,
And then
I know
Don, yours
yours,
is
the X5
replaceable, right?
has replaceable ones, but the older
That's what
ones you can't.
I was kind of making a joke. It's like, yeah, then you're out $35. It's like for you, you're out big.
350, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, when we was, we went to go eat yesterday, I had to, set it on its side, where you press the power button and stuff,
Mhm.
and on the cushion that I was sitting on, because you just can't set it on the table like a regular camera.
Right. Yeah, before we went on that vacation, we've been talking about this, and it was coming down. It's like X5 or go with the X4, and you went with the X4, and I was thinking about doing the X4 because I mean the X5 had just come out.
Mhm.
I was thinking, I could save a little bit of money. It's like, but if something happens, those replaceable lenses, they sold me on it.
And the X6 is just around the corner, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
My charger.
I walked up to Shipwreck Cliff with my 360, and I'm
Yeah.
editing that this morning.
Yeah, that's
I
why I
know that-
like this, Don, this FOMO thing, is those legs right there.
Yeah,
If I have that with it, then it stands up.
you set it up.
Put it on a table
Yeah.
or whatever else. Yeah, because the bottom of it is, I know on the four, not a five, but the bottom of the four is not really squared off. It's almost rounded on the edges at the bottom. So it doesn't really have a solid base to me.
It's kind of tippy.
Easily fall over.
Yeah.
Yeah, very tippy.
I have those. I have a little guy, probably about 2 inches, a 2-inch tripod. I mean, it's they came with a. No, I had to buy that extra. And then I have a bunch of those Gumby tripods. Really a 3-inch, 4-inch.
Mhm.
You can bend the legs.
Yeah,
I
the
have
gorilla
several
ones or
of
whatever you
those.
call them.
Yeah, sure. And that gives me a little more height. And then if I'm on uneven ground, it helps out a little easier.
Yeah. So I was gonna tell TJ if he would have came in, I said, we're not gonna go to breakfast this morning. We had some Danish cookies and I had a Frappuccino this morning, and we're gonna go early lunch around 11. And then we'll have dinner. Trying to keep our regular routine on what we eat
It looks
and
like
what
you're on
time we eat.
vacation.
I
You
am
on
on vacation.
All right, good. Good for
Yeah.
you.
Well, are you still in California or are you abroad?
No, I'm still in California.
Okay.
I'm in the Central Coast. I'm just about I guess an hour south of San Luis Obispo.
Well, I was looking at the windmill behind you and I just, God, is he somewhere not normal?
Yeah, well, like I said, it's the theme of the whole town. So anything Danish and Bavarian and all that kind of good stuff, they get you a look at it. But I guess they had a pretty dry winter up here because last time I was here in the spring, there's a big open field where I flew my drone last time, and it was completely just green. Now it's all like dead. Just dead, dried out grass. So that's why I don't know if I'll fly my drone today or not. I think I might just stick with the handheld cameras.
So Lance, is it raining out there yet?
It stopped.
It's-
It sprinkled for about 5 minutes.
It always rain, Paul. It just, up there,
Yeah.
it just a matter of what you really classify as
The
rain.
weather's always bad up there where Lance is.
It overcast, and then you'll get a little rain, spit here and there, but I mean, they don't call that rain then when it just spits. Rain has to be at least 2 to 3 inches.
It's the Seattle sprinkle.
Yeah,
Got medicine for that.
yeah,
Yeah,
medicine.
medicine for that. Joe says.
Oh, man.
Oh, so I'm at the hard part of my walk, straight uphill.
Oh, you're going uphill now?
Okay.
Yeah. We have hills
Yeah.
here, Joe.
I don't know, it's like you keep passing that same tree to me. You walking in circles?
Yeah.
He's on a treadmill and he hired a neighbor kid to run back behind him with a FICA.
Yeah, yeah. I say you trying to put a mud ball on us like he was driving down the road and kept seeing the same stuff,
Like
Hey.
the Flintstones.
doing the old Hollywood trick.
Where's David when you need him? And talking about my green screen.
Oh man.
And no, Jonathan, I don't have water.
Oh, you didn't take a water with you?
No.
Well, you must get pretty dry on that walk, don't you?
Yeah, but I would.
Yeah, it's hard.
I always
it's
ask myself,
hardcore. 4 mile.
what would
4
Joe
mile,
do?
4 mile walk, no water. That's the kind of stuff I used to do. So I can drink when I get back. Why am I carrying extra stuff?
This is nothing like summiting Mount Rainier.
So how much farther you got to go, Lance?
I'm halfway now, exactly.
Oh, you're halfway.
So you got 2 miles to go.
Yeah.
We better get ready to
I
call
should
the
say no.
paramedics.
You got a mile and a half to go at least.
Well, it's downhill from here.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you.
What he's not telling us, Dre, is on his back he's got a skateboard.
Oh,
And it's all downhill from there.
yeah, well, I was going to tell him I appreciate him putting in the effort that the rest of us should be participating in.
Thank you, Brad Alston.
Yeah. Good morning, Sunstar.
Brenda.
Almost to the top.
All right.
Where's Giggles at?
Eating
He's
breakfast.
probably eating a bowl of cereal somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, you guys were on so long. Well, I guess I was on for a lot of that too, because it was just kind of decide and then back again. Maybe people got burned out.
What are you talking about?
When?
Yesterday.
Don? Yesterday? They got off around 8. Well, my time, which had been about
Yeah,
I
but
guess about
the
11.
morning show lasted until afternoon.
oh, did it?
Yeah.
Well, I did leave to go breakfast, so I don't know how long you guys stayed on.
Yes, it was quite a while. It was over here to the side, so I just kept on talking and chatting, and all of a sudden I looked over and it's like it's lunchtime.
Giggles says he already had his bowl of cereal and he's got to get ready to go to work now.
I called myself using this neck holder for my GoPro yesterday when we went out to dinner. All I got, because of the angle, I thought I'm gonna get a lot of windshield shot. All I got was the top of the steering wheel in my hand.
Yeah. I've got chest mount for the
Yes.
GoPro, and yeah, I've done that before too, and it's like, yeah.
So like I say, I might, when I go out walking today, I'll use the GoPro, the 9 out and put it on this maybe and get some regular footage with that.
Now the 9 has that stabilization, right?
Yeah, it does really good stabilization.
Because I've got
And
the
that's what I
10.
really like. That's what I like about the this 360. Its stabilization or gyro they call it is very good.
Just sit. Loki, you gotta get one.
And Dre, it's amazing how it takes the line out of the dive case. It's very thin. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
well,
like
that's what
super
Don
thin.
would say that the stitching is very good on these Insta cameras.
The stitching has improved so much.
Yes, I agree. Before I hit
So
the
yeah,
dive case button, it was thick. It was like really bad. I hit the dive case button and boom, it thinned it right up.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll be taking the 9 out today with that neck clamp and get some footage from that.
We'll see if this helps. Good old New Orleans coffee and chicory for the first time in 20 days.
No tea?
I gotta say,
No
is that
proper tea?
mushroom coffee?
You know what they can do with that tea, right?
Make you lose weight every day?
No, this is the good stuff.
That's that chicory.
I don't do chicory.
Oh, it's good.
Give me regular black coffee. No flavored coffee, none of that foo-foo stuff that Joe drinks.
Well, the chicory isn't really a flavor to make it like a flavored
bad.
coffee. It's to kind of
It just makes it
coffee.
taste bad. Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's
so
in the
good.
bean. They have medicine for that, Joe.
I know. This
You
is
feel
gonna be
okay,
a
Joe?
tough
You up there holding
transitioning.
your head.
Stop.
Okay, it looks like it rained where I am now. I'm on a big downhill now. It's kind of nice to catch my breath.
They go that same tree again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how about this black car? Same black car?
Hey, Dre, you know when you got an injury, you try to compensate, right? So
Yeah,
I'm
you end up hurting something
compensating.
else.
I'm compensating, and the right foot, the ankle now hurts a little. So I'm putting so much weight on that one, and then the back on this side is starting to hurt a little bit just by bending the way I may have to bend. So it's like I got to get through that. It's a couple of days. I'll get through that.
Yeah, well, that's what I was telling you. I said, staying in the hospital is not really a bad thing with the injury that you have. Because I said, when you get home, just like I was asking you yesterday about why are you sitting up in the chair? You should be in that lounge over there, being halfway horizontal.
Yeah. Well, my leg is straight out right now.
Yeah.
Did they give you a scooter?
That helps.
Did they give you a scooter?
The scooter's I got Sarah said she'd bring it by for me, but I think that scooter's gonna be too much of a hassle.
Yeah.
Based on the fact that the size of it, having to carry it up and down stairs if I had to go up and down stairs with it, wouldn't be safe.
Well, probably when you shoot the football, from your car to the field might be good.
Well, I'm not going to the field. I'm going right in the field house, right? I'm parking right by the back door. I've got about 15 feet I got to get to.
Okay.
I may see about getting it then, just to get around in the field house,
Or put your camera bag on it, unless you've got a camera bag with wheels.
Oh.
Put your camera bag on it and wheel it in so you have no weight on your body.
Right. I still got 12 days. So 12 days from now, shoot, I'm going to be a whole bunch of difference.
You're going to be a Marine.
Yeah, 12 days from now, I feel like I've been in boot camp for a couple of weeks.
It was that same tree.
Okay, Don, you see it? I'm giving you a hint.
Oh no.
Read that to me. What is that?
Oh, yeah.
Home Depot. Fan?
Yeah,
No, it's a
LED
bug zapper.
bug zapper.
Bug
Okay.
zapper, rechargeable,
Yeah.
$39.99.
Yeah.
Home Depot.
Does it zap more than mosquitoes?
It zaps anything
Any
that
kind
flies
of flying
into it.
bug.
How about
Yeah.
any obnoxious kids playing on the beach?
No, I don't think it gets that one. I can tell that Don's fly swatting skills are not up to par because that fly is kicking his behind.
Oh, I just got that one.
Oh,
He's probably got another buddy in here somewhere, but I just got.
Yeah. Because hey, Lance, when the fly lands on your fly swatter, that's the ultimate sign of disrespect.
Yeah, he was stunting on me. He was stunting on me right there. He's like, dude, pick it up. What am I gonna do when you pick it up?
I said, I wouldn't tolerate that. I like, you know what?
Hey, buddy,
I'm done
want
with
a
you
Zag
guys.
nut?
Kind of like that game that you used to play like this, and your buddy had his hand on top of yours,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you try to slap it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like the fly swatter.
Now I will
Yep.
tell you, wasn't yesterday, it was the day. What day is it? Today's Wednesday. It would have been Monday. I was sitting here and I still have the reflexes to catch a fly occasionally. Because it came buzzing by my head and I caught it. I was like, did I catch it or did I not catch it? Go walk upstairs outside. Oh, I caught it. So
Mhm.
when I
I
was
can't
in,
say I've got the reflexes to catch it. I got lucky probably.
yeah, you got lucky back then. Now, when I was in a transition from junior to senior,
Yeah, we know you transitioned. I mean,
I had
and
to
you
go
know, we
to-
can hardly tell. We can.
I had to
and
go
the-
to
and the
junior
skin
high
graft
school,
that-
right?
The skin graft on your leg that they took to make your penis. I mean, it's gonna heal, dude. I know a lot of people will go with the forearms, but you went with the leg, and that's good.
Hey, Joe, where's your finger of fate?
I did that one. That's good.
Oh man.
No, I walked into that one,
So
But
Don,
when I
he
went
can he can hide
when I
that
went from
when he puts on
junior to
pants.
high school, junior to senior in high school, I had to go to summer school for that couple of months, and they had flies in the classroom. So what we used to do was the guy in front of me would have his book ready open, right, and I'd catch it, throw it, and he slammed the book, and the teacher didn't know what was going on until she opened it up and saw all the dead flies in it.
Mm.
That didn't go over well.
Yeah.
Inside the book or on the desk, and you just slam the book in the desk?
Inside the book.
Oh,
The
okay.
games little boys play.
Yeah, junior
I
high,
was
right,
told
Trey?
teacher, I said, this is why we can't learn. Because your guys
Your
got
wife-
too many distractions.
Your wife has all kinds of stories like that, Trey, I'm sure.
My wife keeps her door closed, locked.
Yeah.
She's at the point she don't want no disturbances in her classes. That you can knock on the door, but don't think I'm coming to it.
Yeah, I lock my door and pull the shade.
Mm-hmm. She don't even have a window on her door. Her door opens to the outside, to the parking lot. She's like, nope. I said, when that bell rings, you better be in your seat in this classroom.
I wish it was that
You
easy.
Call yourself showing up late, you better come with a tardy pass or something. And that way they have to come in from the inside. The inside door.
So we have a no hall pass for kids that are late. And
Mm-hmm.
if a kid comes late to my class, he's automatically on my no hall pass list. You have to have so many lates to get on the list that the administration
Yeah.
sends out. But I tell the kids, you're late to my class, you're automatically on it for that day. And usually the late kids are the kids that want to go use the bathroom halfway through. So it's like, well, you're on the no hall pass list. Let me call security and escort you to the bathroom. They don't like that. So
Yeah.
it alleviates some of the late kids, but not all of them.
Yeah, I mean, the kids that play that game, they usually burn through the grace period within the first month.
Yeah. Okay, slightly small uphill here. Now I'll go back down, you know.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'm thinking back in high school, I don't remember maybe a couple times having to go to the bathroom where I had to get a pass to go. Then I'm thinking about it. It was a lot less time than that in the Marine Corps at boot camp.
Mhm.
You know, you just didn't go.
I was a camel in high school.
You can tell them, Dre. Boot camp, it didn't seem like you had to go except for when they told you to go.
I tell you, my best, I was not best friend, and we regularly talk about, but the guys that you want to know in boot camp were the scribes.
No.
Because they could tell you what the daily schedule was. So you know, if we're gonna go do PT right after breakfast, don't eat no breakfast.
Right.
Because you be throwing it right back up out there running or doing whatever we doing that day, obstacle course or whatever. You go to throwing up chunks. So you ask the scribe, hey, what's on the schedule for tomorrow? What's on the schedule this afternoon? What's on the schedule?
And
They
you went
ain't supposed to tell us.
You went to San Diego, right?
Yeah, MCRD San Diego.
Did they still have Quonset huts when you went?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
because you remember how the Quonset
all our
huts,
classrooms were in Quonset huts.
it had all the sand in between it, and all that in between was gravel, right? We had gravel.
Dirt pits, because yeah.
Yeah, because I remember that. Because one thing you don't do is right before you go to bed at night is you when you got to go to the bathroom. I had to go, so I had to ask for a head call, right? And I
Mhm.
made a mistake of saying I wanted an emergency head call.
Uh-oh.
He asked me if I was a freaking ambulance, right? And he said, "Well, I better hear that siren all the way there and all the way back."
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
So I'm running all the way there doing a siren, a whole works, right? And as I'm
Mhm.
on my way back, and this was Staff Sergeant Kegler, and Kegler didn't mind giving you bends and thrusts right before you went to bed.
Oh
And
wow.
I'm coming right back up that thing. I hurried up, got what I had to do done. I'm running back up that thing, all this noise and that. I better hear that siren like this, like this. I get about 15 feet from the thing, and something happened where he hollers, "Stop! Bends and thrusts."
Mm.
And when he said stop, I was on the middle of that gravel. I hopped over to the sand, and he
Yeah.
looked over at me and he says, "Oh, hell no, get back on the gravel."
So
And I
here's a
knew
Yeah.
better.
here's a question
I
for you,
did so many,
Justin.
I did so many bends and thrusts. The next morning when I woke up, I still had indentations in my hand.
Yeah. Yeah. We used to have a little sand pits, which is, is a little comfortable as far as your hands and stuff, but then you get sand everywhere
Yeah.
and stuff. It's just miserable.
So here's a
But he
question for
was
you, Justin.
good.
Justin,
Justin not here.
why not? Is he sleeping in?
Yeah.
Okay, Dre, question for you.
Yeah.
You're a California
ahead.
kid. Why was my younger brother born in Brawley, California, when my dad was stationed in San Diego? That's
Brawley?
2 hours inland from San Diego.
I know. That's
I
right
know.
that's almost on the border of California, Arizona.
Yeah, I don't know. And I think it might have been because my dad was shipped out on the USS Midway for 2 years. Maybe once he got shipped out, my mom moved us to Brawley. Might have been cheaper. I don't know. Or is there a little base in Brawley? I don't know.
No,
But-
because I mean, even the only next Marine Corps base would be Yuma, which is straight
Yuma.
out of east of San Diego along the southern border.
Uh-huh.
So there's nothing military of any branch I know out near Brawley.
Yeah.
Cause Brawley is the last city you come out of California before you head towards Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah. I wish
So
my
I
parents
don't
were
know.
alive. I would ask them why my brother was born there. It's just
Yeah,
odd.
I didn't even know. I put this. I didn't know Brawley had a hospital.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, you got what's next to Brawley? Some other little dinky town that only has maybe one or two lights in it. And if you
Wow.
go south, you go towards El Centro,
Uh-huh.
and then if you go straight east, you go towards Phoenix and stuff. So I've been out there. I was out there paving road at one time. We had to pave at night because it's so hot in the daytime. The asphalt wouldn't stay formed.
Yeah.
I believe that.
So we had
So my
to
dad was
pave
stationed on the
all
USS
night long
Midway,
to pave.
and he went out to sea the day after Thanksgiving when I was 11
Mhm.
months old. So that would have been 1960, November of 60. And
Hmm.
he has the menu. So they invited all the servicemen's families on the ship for Thanksgiving dinner. And we
Mhm.
all went, I was only 11 months old. So of course I remember that, right?
I'll
Not,
be back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch a ship.
All
And-
right, Paul.
my dad grabbed the menu and he still had it. So when he passed away, that was the one thing I had to search for. I said, I want that menu.
Hmm.
And I want to give it, because now it's a museum in San Diego. So I want to give the USS Midway that menu. And I've written
Oh,
the website a couple times, but I don't think the website's active. It must not be because they never get back to me. But
yeah.
I'll bring it when I drop my daughter off one of these times and go knock on their door. And I went on it. I went on the actual ship in 2015. I took a tour, and it was kind of cool because it's now a museum. I think it's $15 to get on
Yeah.
or something like that. Walk around.
Yeah, I passed by it one time with my wife and I went down there years ago. I think it was on our anniversary weekend, and we took the train from San Bernardino all the way down to San Diego. Walked around right past the Midway. I think there's a little restaurant there that near the pier.
Yep.
Something we ate lunch, and then by the time you do all that, you got to head back to the train station and catch the train back up to LA and transfer it back into San Bernardino
Yeah.
and stuff.
Okay, Frogger, I made it again. So I'm back across the busy street. I'm safe.
All right.
Lance, they don't want they
Oh,
really don't
okay.
answer you. They figure this slow
Well,
old man
that's
got a
one of the
menu,
things I
and
want
we
to
don't need
do
it.
is take
Yeah.
a train ride all the way up to Washington.
If you ever do that, Drace,
That's one of the things
call me
I
up.
do want to do is take a train ride.
Yeah, give me a ring.
Oh, I do.
I'll
If I
walk-
come up that way, I'm definitely gonna call you.
I'll take you around.
Yeah.
Look at that grin on Don's face. He's thinking, Dre ain't gonna call him. He don't
No,
want to meet up with him.
no,
when
I
he
was
went on
thinking about my
vacation.
wife. My wife, at one point, she wanted to go to New York City, and it's like that I have no interest in going to New York City. It's just, but she also would like to visit up in the Northwest. I'm like, I could take her up there.
So Don, let me know when you come up. I'll be out of town. Ah,
Oh,
no, I would show you around too, Don.
Yeah.
Or at least your wife, maybe leave you at the house.
You stepped
I
into
would be
it.
fine with that. I don't need to be shown around. I just need to be shown a quiet place.
There you go.
Quiet, just point me to the nearest patch of timber and leave me alone.
mhm.
How come when he says something like
Paul
that?
Bunyan.
No, I've visited Northern California up Arcata and hit the redwoods up there. and
Beautiful.
I was super,
Beautiful.
yeah, super enjoyed that.
So Lance, when your daughter goes back, she'll be in her, what, junior year?
Yes, she'll be a junior.
Uh-oh. So what's the status of this boyfriend situation?
Orphans dump.
She dumped him 2 days ago. So she's single.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So he was supposed to go to Hawaii with us.
Uh-huh.
And literally the night before, mom said, "You can't go. You didn't do well in school. You didn't tell us you were going to be gone that long." He lives at home. And
Mhm.
so my daughter was like, she's so over the mom. And my wife and I are like, "You've got to like your in-laws."
Mhm.
So good time to dump him. Really a nice guy. But yeah,
Oh,
so
no, she was allergic to him.
she dumped him, and she'll find, we said, if you find a California kid, he needs to agree to move to Washington.
Well, I don't know. I think you like coming out of California.
I do, but the expense, I don't.
Oh yeah. Well, like I say, you've been in one of the most expensive cities down in San Diego, so you know what the cost is.
Yeah.
I tell people, you come visit San Diego, LA, or San Francisco, you hit one of the most expensive cities in the state.
Yep. And Seattle's expensive, but not half as, I mean, gas here in town is probably $4.30 a gallon. You can get it at Costco for about $3.80. But California, I'm sure it's pushing $5.
Yeah. Yep. I think I
Hawaii,
only use premium in my cars, and I pay about $4.69.
yeah. And
So,
Hawaii was about $5.20,
yeah,
$5.30.
they still go by liters though, don't they?
No, I think it's gallons in Hawaii.
There's a guy I know when I was there. When I was on.
Hawaii's leaders.
We came here on Hawaii
Oh,
on
is it
ship.
liters?
Yeah.
I think they sold everything in the gas
Okay.
and milk and stuff was all in liters.
Yeah, I didn't notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I have to pay that much for gas, I'm gonna be riding a scooter everywhere I go.
Yeah.
That's why Don, I don't get emotional. People talk about, oh, gas prices are down. I said, you ain't came where I live at then.
Yeah.
The gas prices is still
Exactly.
where they at.
Yeah. Talking about that, I've got to put gas in my wife's car. We're cabin bound on Friday,
Pizza Friday.
Pizza Friday. We'll cook it up at the cabin.
Hey, Don, I really want to know something.
Yes.
How come when Lance just said, if you come out here, I'll show you around. If I'd have said that, it'd have been lewd and lascivious things you've been saying for still.
I'll
Cause Don
show you
seen the
around.
movie Deliverance. He
I'll
knows
show
what
you
show
around,
you
Joe,
around
but I'll
means
put you in
down
my
where you
suitcase.
from, Joe.
Okay, here comes that.
Deliverance
same-
happened in, wasn't that Georgia? Wasn't that supposed to be where it was set?
Don, it's all backwoods.
Okay.
It didn't matter if it's Alabama, Louisiana, or Georgia. They gonna say he
No,
got a real
no.
pretty, he got a real pretty mouth.
Dre, I'm right here on the edge of Arkansas. When you grow up here, you learn that there's different flavors of redneck.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to know.
There's rednecks and there's hillbillies. There's swamp rats. I mean,
You know what? In my book, they all country cousins.
Here's a Home Depot delivery truck. It must be dropping off a bug zapper.
They'll all eat stuff that when we drive by on the road, we go, ugh.
Oh, man.
Okay, my last
Now,
3
you
minutes.
actually live in, hey, Lance, you actually live in Federal Way, right?
I do, yes.
Okay. Now, is that name based, I guess it's been around for a long time. I'm trying to think if it's because of the proximity of the military bases. 'Cause I'm trying to think, where would somebody come with Federal Way?
You know, I don't know. And it was incorporated until about, or unincorporated until about, oh, 1990 is my guess.
Hmm,
But yeah, I don't
okay.
know. And we have about 80,000 people live in Federal Way.
Yeah, because
Mark is
I
here.
know that I almost got relocated because we had a special duty and while I was in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, we were doing security detail for the nuclear subs up and down the East Coast. And
Yeah.
they were making plans to do the same thing up there on the West Coast, up in Washington.
Yeah,
And they were talking about having us transfer there to at least train the Marines there up in the Puget Sound area, wherever that sub base is up there.
Bremerton.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it might have been
Bremerton.
Bremerton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where the sub base is at.
Yeah,
And
that is about a 2-hour drive from me. And that's almost
Yeah.
on the coast. Now it's raining pretty bad,
Yeah.
guys. I gonna put you guys in my pocket.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
no,
I
look,
told
oh,
you
no, oh,
guys,
no.
I says-
You got one of the mesh shorts with no underwear. Oh, Lord help.
It's raining pretty good.
Oh, we
man.
saw it again.
Good thing it's my last 2 minutes.
Hey, Mark, what's up?
Hey, Joe, Paul, Lance, Don.
Morning,
Morning,
Mark.
Mark.
Well, afternoon.
And then Dre.
No, he's got his phone in his pocket. He's trying to get out of the rain, Mark.
Yeah, he's
No.
just saying that.
Afternoon here.
We're just glad that his pockets don't have holes.
Dre, about 30 minutes now. Am I muffled? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Lance.
Okay, Bill. I didn't expect to be caught in it. Okay, right now, how are you doing? Like, oh, all right, good. Good to see you. Nice seeing you. Stay out of the
Mark?
rain.
Mark, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know it's on the news cycle over there pretty heavily. What happened with Christian Horner of Red Bull?
I'm the focused idea.
I heard he got sacked as the CEO. I mean, there's one thing to be sacked as the principal of the race team, but he also got sacked as the CEO of Red Bull.
I've not heard. I've not been watching TV today.
I'm back.
Oh. It's been across the news cycle, even over here.
Hey, guys, I'm jumping off. I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to get in that chair.
Yeah, okay, good deal. You need to be in that chair.
Yeah, I need to get out of this right now. I'll be back in a minute.
All right.
Okay, am I on? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you
Just can't see
fine.
me. It's still raining, but I'm about 3 houses away. I'm almost home.
Mhm.
What day is it today?
I don't know. It's summer vacation.
practice day.
Practice day for what?
British Open.
What tournament's coming up?
British Open.
Oh,
British
is it this
Open.
coming week?
Yeah, it starts tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, it does. Dang,
boy.
I need to tell my buddies. I'm usually on top of that. I'll have to let them know we need to meet tonight. Dang, it's this
Somebody-
weekend. I hate it.
I'll be on the road
Hate
tomorrow.
it when we're at the
so I'm
cabin
not gonna
on
be
the
watching it.
big tournaments. 'Cause we don't have cable up there.
Mhm.
And it'll be on ESPN and we don't have it up there.
Mm.
Hey, Joe, can you float me a couple bucks?
Don't you
I
have
thought it
the
was,
don't you have the ESPN app on your phone?
yeah, but Mark, I hardly do anything on my phone. It's always so darn full. It says, too full. Okay. Home and out of the rain.
Yeah.
We needed rain.
Yeah, the CAA just put out a temporary flight restriction over Portrush.
You guys, I'll be back in a bit. I'm gonna hook this up in the shower so you guys can see me shower.
Like, yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
Okay. Don, I know you're muted. Did Paul make you co-host?
Yeah, Don Andrea.
Mark, how do you know if you're a co-host?
You're on your phone.
Mark, I was asking you, how do you know if you're a co-host?
You're on your phone, aren't you?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm on a laptop.
All right. Oh yeah, hotspot into your phone.
Yeah.
There is a picture of two people which says participants underneath it.
Oh, okay, I don't have that, so I'm not a co-host, I guess. No, I didn't want to leave out and there was no
Co-host.
co-host, that's all.
No,
So,
you're a
and
co-host.
Don was on,
Yeah, you're a
Don
co-host.
was on
On the
before I
go.
was. Yeah,
Both you and Don
I
are.
don't. Oh, we are? Okay. I didn't want to leave without someone not being co-host, that's all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm a bounce off here and you gentlemen have a wonderful morning or coming up on afternoon, wherever you may be. I know you're in the afternoon, Mark.
Oh
So
yeah,
you guys take care, all right?
almost 4:00.
Yeah.
Not busy working yet, Don? He must be busy working.
Replace your windows, patio floors, tree door, and we're going to give you an amazing opportunity. You ready? Pay nothing. And I need it to see myself now for 18 months. Just to be clear, that's a deal. I'm talking about no money down, monthly payments, interest.
Paul, are you just going out or are you just coming back?
I'm just coming back, but I'm going to shut it down, I think.
Well, Joe and Lance have just popped off for a minute. They're going to come back on again in a
Oh,
minute.
they're going to come back? Okay. I thought maybe everybody left because I didn't know.
No, just Dre's left for good. But Joe was moving across so that he could sit on his chair, and Lance was getting into the house.
1 hour and 45 minutes to the salt time.
But there's only Don that's a co-host, so I can't let anybody in.
So Donald's it?
Yeah, Donald's still there. I think he's busy at the moment, though, because he doesn't appear to be able to hear anything.
Okay, let me make you co-host.
Right.
Oh, man.
It's true.
That's the ship I got, the Sam Loud.
All right. Well, it didn't get very far after you got it, did it?
I'll look at it in train traffic.
Is it only moving slowly then? It doesn't look very fast.
Cargo on board, 11,750 is concentrated product. That makes the Halifax. All underway.
Roger, I will Canada, Sam Lab, downbound, they just called into the Black River. First up bound for the Salt Dock is the Saginaw, 11.
Using to answer questions during a house deposition. James Filmer.
So how far past where you finish filming does it have to get before it disappears off the screen?
Well, it's a curve there. It curves around
Uh-huh.
and then it goes that way for a ways and that way for a little ways. And
All right. Because your TV screen is only showing
well,
part of it.
that's all you can see. They'll pan around maybe, and then over the top of these bushes, you'll be able to see maybe the top of the ship going by.
Can't see the bushes. Because of the way your camera angle is, it's not showing all of your TV screen.
Well, it's not my angle. That's
No, it's your camera angle. It's not showing the whole screen. It's only showing like 3/4 of your TV.
well, here's the edge of the TV right here. There's the edge.
Right. All I can see is
And
halfway.
right there's the other edge.
Yes, I know. But when you touched the edge on the first time, all we could see was halfway between your wrist and your elbow. So it's a good 6 inches out.
Yeah, because he's zoomed out.
No, I mean you've got 6 inches of the side of the screen missing.
I see it on mine just fine.
Do you?
Yes.
It could just be because I'm on my phone and it's not showing as much of the screen as on the computer.
Joe's
Right.
back.
So, yeah.
Hello, Joe.
Okay, now I'm in my recliner.
You're in your recliner. All right.
Yeah. This is nice. It's a lot nicer than it was. Oh, yeah.
The camera was a bit further away. Is it because you're holding your phone now?
Yeah, I'm holding my phone. I'm gonna have to bring the laptop over here. Not the laptop, the iPad, and use that because I got about half of the battery life right now on my, a little less on my phone. I didn't charge it last night because I was good.
Yeah, I dropped down to about 25%, and then I plugged my power bank into it because I'm sat outside still.
And I think I'm gonna get me a little power bank and charge it up. That way I have one in here to use, you know?
Yeah.
I got them. I just gotta charge one.
Mm.
I'll get this down to a science in the next couple of days.
It's not a very small one. It's like that size.
Yeah, I got one about the size of the phone.
Oh no, this is way bigger than that.
Yeah, I got other things bigger than that though, so I ain't worried about it.
It weighs about at least 5-6 pound. It's like 10 inches by 3 inches by 6 inches kind of thing.
That's about right.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm probably about right. That's about the I'm gonna be mad if my delivery's there right now. After I got in this chair, I'm gonna be mad. It's gonna sit there
How do you know if your delivery's there or not?
because it's at the doorbell.
Oh,
No, it's the guy across the hall. I got the Vada 2s out for delivery.
Oh,
okay.
it's way good.
I checked before. I checked before. 'Cause I didn't lock my door because home health's gonna be here in about an hour and a half.
Uh-huh.
And if I can get an hour and a half in the chair before she gets here, it'll be good. Supposed to call me first, so I could kind of lock the dogs at least in the back. Hey, it's open. Hold on a minute. Jason, is it you? Hold on. Open it up. It's open. Yeah. Just somebody lock the thing on. Grab that. Hold on. We get rid of some of this noise.
And you want to see this video, this flooding also causing huge devastation in nearby New Mexico. That's where
Paul, did your home health turn up to clean?
No, I got a call this morning from the senior center saying that she had a personal emergency and wasn't going to be coming.
All right.
I said, that's fine. Works. What doesn't work for me, you know?
Yeah. Well, that meant you could go out and fly the ship, didn't it?
Yep. Well, not only that, I could release Boone out of his confinement, you know?
Aye, yeah. So is the weather all right where you are? No rain?
Oh, it was thunderstorm and lightning all night long, and now it's just led up to a little bit of a misty rain. And eventually it's supposed to get partly sunny.
No, we've had quite a pleasant sunny day today. A bit of a breeze blowing, but not much. I don't know what the temperature is. Let's have a look. 71 with humidity 61 with 12-mile-an-hour gust into 24.
Missing people in Kirk County. Community members are asked not to conduct.
That's 22 centigrade. That's not bad.
Let me give you a visual. I know from the in our community capturing the aftermath of this disaster. But that said, also they know that Kirk County is beautiful, complex.
I think Don must be getting some work done.
Yeah.
No Justin today.
No, but I'm wondering about, if he didn't have a late night because he was.
I was on with Matt.
What I'd like to do right now is kind of give you a breakdown, has the over 2,100 people out here at some capacity on this incident. As far as Kirk County Sheriff's Office right now, what our office is doing, it's kind of it's a all hands on deck. Everybody we got right here. So we got the additional 2,000 plus people. But as far as our patrol division, they right now they're involved in answering calls. You have to remember, we still got day-to-day calls we have to get. But they're also
Cat's been a bit. I'm staying near you today. So far,
Really?
Yeah. She's wandered off for a minute, but she keeps coming back and jumping up on the table and nuzzling up, saying, "Stroke me."
the DPS also. Emergency management, Thomas and the EOC Center. Also with my chief of the EOC Center. At this time, we're probably a couple of guys and Captain Jason Walters and a few others. Jason has been in the field, hands on deck this whole time. He's actually witnessed several things. He's kind of going to give you a few ideas and updates on where he's been.
Yeah, didn't have too good a night last night.
What's that?
I said I didn't have too good a night last night. We had an early appointment this morning. I think I must have been bothered about it, and I just sort of dozed for a couple of hours all night. Got the internet engineers coming out again tomorrow to try something else.
Oh,
And
really?
if that don't work, he's going to recommend that they lay a newer, thicker cable from the main box to my house. He said that cable's been in a long time and it's small and it might not be able to manage. Because the router keeps cutting off from the internet every now and again, and it'll come on for a bit and then it'll go off, and then it'll come on for a bit and then it'll go off. So he's going to put a signal booster in line and then perhaps put new cabling in. But that's all free as part of the service kind of thing. So
Well, as long as they're taking care of you.
yeah, Well, even the box it's not yours, it stays theirs. So that if you leave them, you have to give them the box back.
So now, do you pay a monthly fee for that box?
Yeah. There's
It's included in the price, right?
yeah, I've got a router and two TV boxes, one downstairs and one upstairs.
Okay.
And the house phone is plugged into the router, and that's £100 a month. For 1 gig internet. And all of the channels, including sports and films. But I've also got me internet TV that lets me watch all around the world. It's got, if the channel streams through the internet, I can get it. So that gets me all of your sports channels. It gets the Australian channels, all the European ones, Chinese, Indian, everywhere. And I decided to splash out an extra £8 a month on what's it, Amazon Prime Video. And I get Netflix as part of the cable and internet package anyway.
That was the maintenance guy checking on me.
Oh,
Right.
was he? That's nice of him.
I thought it was a woman voice.
The guy.
Mm-hmm. Did he bring your parcel?
What'd you say?
Did he bring your parcel to you?
No, it wasn't here. It was the guy across the hall. The guy across the hall walked by, and he came up the stairs right after that.
Right.
But he said you're gonna check on me later. And he said if I need help getting to the car tomorrow, it'll be over.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, you got to go to the clinic, right?
Yeah, tomorrow. And I told him, I said, the only thing I'm worried about is where the car is parked at right now. And he said, well, when he gets off tonight, he'll come over and move my car over where I usually park it for him. You know, so he'll put it down at the bottom of the steps here.
You had a problem getting a space, did you?
Oh, there's no spot, there's no problem. Because there's only like 3 or 4 of us with handicap stickers. And I just put them in a handicap spot now.
Yeah.
But he looked at me and he said, I ain't never seen you laid up without moving around.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, get a good look. You might not ever see it again.
Well, he's a maintenance guy. You should have got him to open your printer box up and set it up.
Nah, he's got too much work going on. Yeah, he coming here all sweaty because he's been working. And he said he's going to get by here to see me. I bought this recliner about a year and a half, 2 years ago, right?
Mhm.
So I could have something to sit in front of. And I think I've sat in this thing a total of 10 times.
So are you sold on your purchase now?
What, a recliner?
Yeah.
Nah. It isolates. It makes me stop doing things. You know, it's like,
That's what you need right now.
Moment,
I know, but it's not the point.
But that recliner is a godsend to you.
Oh, it is, and I'm gonna probably sleep in it tonight. I can see the difference.
Mm.
I'll probably fall asleep in it now.
Was it a bit uncomfortable last night in bed then?
Well, it was only because I was laying flat.
Right.
I had the leg up, and the leg was comfortable. But what happened is I was laying flat, and the shoulder that I kind of strained to, that
Mhm.
sucker all of a sudden just kicked in, and was giving me every bit of pain it could give me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a good thing.
Well, maybe you trapped a nerve when it twisted.
Well, I tell you what, I was punching on it last night to fix that nerve.
Mhm.
I couldn't even move it. That's how bad it was last night. And then I found out that I could just rearrange myself a little bit in the bed. And the hardest part, like I said, the hardest part was standing on that freaking step stool with my right leg, balancing myself to where I could get my butt in the bed and roll over.
Yeah, because you've got nothing to hold on to, have you?
No. So I was good. I did it with the knee before, same knee.
Yeah.
So I had a one up on that one. I knew that. But I rolled over on my right side and put the pillow between my legs and just kind of held it up.
Hmm.
To hold the other one up, and that's what seemed to work.
Yeah. Well, I think Lance was taking a quick shower before he came back on again.
Yeah.
Paul, you back home?
Yep.
All right, got a quick question. You wouldn't by chance have like a 20 I could borrow until Friday? So I can get some cigarettes and some coolant.
Now you're gonna have to use my credit card.
I need some coolant for my car. I didn't realize I was that low on it, and then I realized I didn't have any left in my car.
Okay.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
I'll be there shortly.
Okay.
Bye.
What's that, your tenant?
Yeah.
Sound like my daughter.
Yeah.
And my daughter's phone got cut off. And I told her I don't have the money to help you on that. I don't have the money to give you $250 to get it back turned on, and then you don't pay it again, and it turns off again.
Is that what it costs her $250 a month?
That's because she's so far behind on it. When she's making money, she ain't paying the bills she needs to pay.
Yeah.
I could get her a phone right now on my account for $12 a month. It'll cost $12 a month for the phone. And the problem is AT&T is giving me the runaround on the line. It's just an additional line.
Uh-huh.
And it's supposed to be like $15, $20 because of my account, the way it is military.
Yeah.
And they're trying to tell me it's going to be $75. I told them, no, it's not. It's going to be this. So we're going around in circles with it. And it would be an iPhone 16. Oh, there's the other thing. Her mama could get an iPhone 14 on her account through T-Mobile. She don't want it because it's an old phone. I said,
Yeah.
if you want a phone, you got to get a phone. Well,
Fix it.
mama can get me a Motorola, but I want an iPhone because I use FaceTime a lot. I said, then get the 14. Well, it's an old phone. I can get her a 16E. You know what you don't want that one for? That's a brand new phone. You know what you want it for? It's only
What?
got one. It's only got one camera.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, your daughter's a piece of work.
Most daughters are like that. The ones that use. So I was like, that. It's not just mine. A lot of kids, the way they grow up, and the boys aren't like that because they will buy me more than the girl was. It's just like she's like the mom.
I'm still using an 11.
Yeah. I told her, I said, if I can get you the 16E, that's the one you're gonna get. I could actually get a 15, a straight 15 for less. For actually, it's about the same price. I think it's $15 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Or the 16 is like $12 a month. So I said, I might get you to 15, but I can't, I'm not, I said, don't even keep bugging me with it. I said, because I can't do it until I know they're gonna give me the right, what you call it? Because there's no trade-in involved, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then I asked her, I said, you got any old phones laying around? And apparently she's got 2 or 3 old phones laying around, so we'll find one. You get a better phone. I get some
Yeah.
for nothing a month if you can find any,
Yeah.
because it says any condition, any phone, you know?
Yeah.
But I want my phone number I have right now. I said, oh Lord, just give me a break, you know?
Well, it's dead easy to transfer the number across.
Yeah, but she owes on the other phone, and they got to transfer by law now, so they
Yeah.
don't lose the number. But it's just a pain in the ass getting all this thing switched around and all of this, you
Oh,
know?
you need the IMIE number.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a different number. You need
Everything.
a pack, I think it is.
And it's like we're not going into a store. It's
Yeah.
gonna be all done over the internet, so it's gonna take time, you know.
Oh, you just phone them up and they'll give you the pack number over the phone.
Well, yeah, I agree, but it's still got to get the phone, everything else, you know.
Yeah.
And like I told her, I said, well, she's upset because this is the company she's working for again, that she worked for, and they couldn't get enough work for her, so they let her go. Now she was supposed to start work today. She can't work for 2 weeks because of the operation because she can't carry stuff. They
Ah.
said, oh, okay, just call us when you finish, when you're ready. I guess. So I know what that means. They probably not gonna have, because it's a home health thing where she goes sit with somebody and get paid. You
All
know,
right.
and she's been trained with all the trachs and everything else.
Yeah.
So I know it's gonna happen. They're not gonna have a client, so she's not gonna have a job.
Mm.
So I told her, I said, what you need to do, so putting in applications again. Try to get a clinic job.
Yeah.
See if any offices is needed. No matter what you're getting right now, because she's got 7 weeks before the ex goes back to work. And then she's got to have the money for the daycare, get it back in daycare or a daycare if she's going to be working, right? And I said, well, because of my situation, don't expect me being able to take care of her. You know, I said, so that rules me out right there.
How
So you
come
got a point.
How come your ex don't start for another 7 weeks? Is she school or something?
Yeah, she works as a counselor at a school.
Ah.
I think it's 6 weeks. So it's like
Middle of August.
um,
Towards the end of August.
well, I think last week of August when they do when she
Yeah.
goes in. But she, like I said, better figure this out. Better figure this out because you can't count on me.
Mm.
I'm already freaking out because they put out I can't remember the date it's over there. They put out the blue and white scrimmage game,
Mm.
and that's gonna be like a week after my pictures.
Right.
So I'll do the pictures 21st, 22nd. I think it's the 28th or something. One of those dates in there. Actually, it could be, let's see, 22nd, 23rd, 24th.
Yeah, 28th week.
See, 21st, 27th, 26th, 25th. I think it's the 25th.
28th is Tuesday.
No, the 21st is a Monday. So I think it's not the 28th, it's gonna be 26th. They're doing
28th.
the what you call it.
Yeah. Because that's my dad's birthday, and my birthday's a week after this.
So I got the 26th of the month. I'm gonna have to be on the sidelines taking a few pictures, you know.
In fact, I must remember it's my sister's birthday on Friday. I'm going to have to go and buy her something.
And they're doing it late in the afternoon. And then what they're doing is they're having the freshmen, the JV, and the varsity, and then they're giving access to the track, so parents can bring their stuff out on the track, and sit out there with lawn chairs and stuff. And then after the game, they got a couple of bands coming out to play. They're gonna have a whole bunch of stuff going on. So I gotta be ready the 25th to be at least use a scooter or something to get out on the field and sit on a scooter or something, you know.
Yeah. Well, do they not do over here? You can actually rent a mobility scooter.
Well, I could rent it. I could do all of that, you know. But I got somebody that's got one. I just gotta let her know what to do with it, you know.
Uh-huh.
She says, "I'll bring it to you." I said, "Let me get home and get settled, and I'll let you know." Because I'm not gonna need it right away.
Was the knee scooter you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure how that works.
You just put your knee on that one thing, and you use your other leg to kind of scoot along.
All right.
Your leg, what you got a knee pad in the top where it goes, and the leg just kind of rests on the whole thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but are you going to be able to bend your leg that much?
Oh yeah, I can bend it. I can have it.
Uh-huh.
It's where it's at. It's down on the lower part of the leg, on the side right above the ankle.
Uh-huh.
So it's not an issue, you know.
So it's sort of like the lower calf.
Yeah, it's right in the area where I could put weight on it, but I can't press off on it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, too many ligaments going past it.
yeah, and the ligaments, and tendons, the ligaments, nothing was damaged. So that's even better.
Oh, good.
Hey Loki, you got look at Loki right there.
Mm.
Hey Loki, you a happy man there? See Loki,
Yep.
you a happy man at home. You a happy man at home. You a happy man. You a happy man. You gotta stop balking when everybody comes over. Cause they got people coming over. Give me 5. Give me 5. Come on. There you go. Give me another. Give me 5.
Yeah, Precious used to do that. Both paws.
Give me.
She'd do one and then she'd lift the other one up for you.
Fist bump. Come on. You know how to do it.
Mm.
And then I got Cleo right here. Let me see if I can stop and block it. Cleo's right there. And then I got Tino. Tino's right there. So they're all staying with me. Oh, wait, man. I didn't push it back far enough. Lord, help me. There you go. I just pushed it back all the way. And I'm laying, I'll go to sleep now.
There you go.
Should have got a pillow off the bed before you sat in it.
Oh, Lord.
Now your home help will go and get you that. So what's the home help coming to do? Joe. Where's he gone?
I get that worm off my tomato plant.
Tom's back. Can you have a worm on the tomato plant?
What?
How do you get a worm on a tomato plant?
Usually it's hornworms.
Ah. It's not actually a worm.
It's not an earthworm, but it is a worm.
Is
Yep.
it?
There's a new sound deep down in the ground. It's the strangest sound you ever heard.
Mm.
It's a worm. It's a worm. It's working worm. Hey guys, I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna go take a break. That
Yep.
way I got about an hour before they show up and I can relax a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, I'll see y'all later today.
All right. See you later, Joe.
Bye, Joe.
Bye.
Well, you're on lunch now, are you?
Do what?
You're on lunch now.
No, I'm just taking an eyeball break.
All right. Yeah, staring at a screen all day. It's a nuisance, isn't it?
It had been giving me horrible migraines,
All right.
and so I've been trying to make sure I take a break mid-morning, mid-afternoon.
Have you tried what's it? Changing the colours?
Oh, it's not just the colors; it's also my neck, just sitting there bent over that screen.
Yeah.
It's just when I'm concentrating on stuff, I just kind of hunch over and focus in.
Mm-hmm.
Bad posture,
Yeah,
but it's a lifelong habit. So
I always found that working on spreadsheets and stuff like that, yellow writing on a blue background works good.
I've got quite a few coming ripe again, but I'm gonna wait a couple days to pick those.
Mm-hmm.
I have to pick them today, but they won't hurt
Yeah.
staying on there.
I finished off the few strawberries that were on my plants here. We've got plenty more at the allotment, but only got maybe 4 or 5 plants here at the moment.
Actually, I'm gonna pick that one because it's the only one on that little branch, and I can go ahead and pull that branch off.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And peppers. How are my peppers doing? I got habaneros coming up.
Nice.
Sweet. That was a pretty good size one. Not habaneros, they're ghost peppers. What am I talking about?
Nagas.
Yeah.
You don't pick them without gloves.
I'll pick them without gloves. I'm not going to slice them without gloves, but they've got that waxy exterior that they're fine to pick.
Uh-huh.
When you go to slice them, yeah, you better have gloves on.
Mm.
Or be ready to have an activity for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Do you leave the seeds in when you use them, or you de-seed them?
I de-seed them. There's plenty of heat in the flesh, and the seeds are a bit bitter, but the flavor, oh, I love a ghost pepper flavor. If I get that flavor without the heat,
yeah,
is that light fruity flavor. Wonderful little pepper. Well, hell. That cat watched me out in the backyard and she followed me up to the house, wanting to come in.
So, do you grow anything else in the greenhouse other than the tomatoes and the peppers?
I've got some basil and some onions.
Well, they're not needed in a greenhouse. You can do them outside.
Well, it's not technically a greenhouse.
Yeah.
It was a greenhouse, but the panels all got broken by hail and stuff. So now it's just the frame of a greenhouse.
Ah, right.
But I'm using the greenhouse frame as a trellis for the tomatoes.
Right. I found that Lexan works well. That doesn't break.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to replace the panels though.
Mhm.
Mark Lance just said in the chat that you said the British Open was this week, but it's next week.
Is it? Oh, it was this week. I shall just check on that. Because the CA just put a temporary flight restriction over Portrush, which is where the Open is.
On a CBP facility. 3 people were injured, including a police officer. Then hundreds of miles away in El Dorado, Texas.
Where is it? No, that's an air show. That's it. Portrush, Northern Ireland. Oh yeah, it is. Between the 13th and the 21st. Yep, must be next week. Sorry, Lance.
Military style clothing. They had 12 sets of body armor, 14 guns,
What's this week then?
and 2-way radios. They carried
I wonder if this week's the Women's Open
in the air right now.
at Porthcawl in Wales.
Now introducing a new bill. That bill would require ICE agents to be unmasked and carry physical identification. Here's what they're saying about it. They cannot use excessive force. They should not, like virtual banking. Folks wearing masks. If everything is legitimate and proper.
LET. The Evian Championship.
Democrats are now defending this proposal. The physical act would ban federal immigration officers from wearing face coverings, but require them to identify themselves with either their agency name or badge number during enforcement operations. And it comes as DHS says ICE agents are facing a 700% increase in
Oh,
assault.
it's France.
DHS
The ladies.
Democrats and the media trying to normalize.
Oh, it'll be what's it? The week before the Open's the Scottish Open. That's right. So the Scottish Open this weekend.
And our first responder to the nonsense, to the modern day Gestapo. To take it.
Where's that at?
A New York man was just charged with threatening to kill federal immigration officials as well as their children, posting online, "Kill them all, ICE. If the New Age Gestapo stop them, then understand that if your ICE agents don't show proof of identity and a signed warrant, you will kill them. I can't wait to put a bullet into this guy's brain, but first, his children." And Bill, you mentioned just moments ago those 2 violent attacks in Texas. Speaker Mike Johnson posted, "This is insanity. The attacks on ICE and Border Patrol agents must end. Our federal law enforcement officers deserve our respect."
This is Scottish Open.
Actions and rhetoric and start setting an example. The White House now vowed to prosecute to the fullest anyone.
Roger, taking off, down about to the South Docket, kind of loud. Followed by the Alvo Canada, 123.
Where are we? North Berwick. Oh, the Renaissance. Yep, Scottish Open this weekend. Lance. Tees off at 7 a.m. our time tomorrow.
I think I'm gonna close it down.
Yeah,
Okay,
It's
everybody. Hey,
kinda-
thanks
Yeah,
for
okay.
being here, Don. Take care. Mark, we'll see all of you again later.
See you later.
Bye for